the value of the work that each one of you all are doing is the fact that that which you do for yourself, you will be able to do for others. That, when we talk about the wounds, when you're able to address and embrace certain wounds, then you'll be able to do that easier and very loving for others. When you are able to deal with certain behaviors or thoughts or, you know, things that are going on a protector level, all of a sudden you see it clearer and you're able to assist others through that whole process. You know, there was, when I was in my early 20s, my father's drinking had escalated to where it was really a big issue in his life, in the marriage and our family system and so forth. And God did an amazing work in me in the sense of, you know, I had this, I didn't know what to do with that. I just knew it was a big problem. I was at the seminary at the time, and so I was at a monastery. We had to pick one of the monks at the monastery to be our spiritual director. So out of the 50 monks on campus, I picked Father Bill, who's to be my spiritual director. And he's my spiritual director for a couple of months. And all of a sudden, Father Bill disappears. I mean, where's Father Bill? Nobody knows where Father Bill is. Well, Father Bill was sent off to treatment because he was known as the drunk monk. You know, and he goes to treatment, and then he comes back. And when he came back from treatment, he could see the dynamics that I was dealing with, and he understood it well. And he started teaching me about alcoholism. He started teaching me how to deal with it. He started teaching me about family systems. He started teaching me all those things. And then it led to me, like, we got to do something for my father. And so I ordered a book called Intervention. Now, this is back 30 something years ago.
Longer than that.
Maybe 40 years ago.
Whatever.
Before Intervention was really popular. And they had this guy, Vernon Johnson, wrote a book on intervention. I read the book, and we did an intervention with my father. And I could tell you the story, which would be very worthy of telling, but I don't want to take the time. But we did the intervention. Father Bill participated in the intervention. My dad's real Catholic, so I had two priests and a seminarian there at this intervention who were recovering alcoholics. And my dad went to treatment that day, and he's been sober ever since.
Yeah. Still goes to meetings.
Still goes to meetings, you know, and changed everything. But I learned a lot about myself, the impact of alcohol on me, my own drinking, I mean, I made a commitment to quit at that time. Not that I'm against people drinking, it wasn't for me. And made a lot of changes. And it was the most painful and difficult thing I've ever had to walk through, perhaps in my life, was telling my dad, I think you have a drinking problem and you need to get some help. You know, it's like, this is a big deal. And so what I'm saying is that dealt with that head on and went on this whole journey. But I can't tell you in the last 40 plus years how many families, how many people, how many marriages I've been able to help because I walked through that most difficult thing in my life. Transform You is a transformational, intensive online coaching program that's transforming individuals and married couples. If you're interested in more information about that, click on the link below, book a call with us, and we'll see if this is a good program for you. Back to the teaching. And now I understand it. I see it. You know, a person comes to me. I've probably facilitated, you know, maybe 100 interventions over the years. I don't know. I haven't counted them, but a lot of them. And 90-something% of the time, the person goes straight to treatment from the intervention. And so it's transformed homes. I remember, I'll tell you this story. I was even hired by the Archdiocese of New Orleans to do an intervention on a priest. And he was just, that lifestyle could facilitate sort of being alone and drinking and stuff. And so it became such a problem. Well, I facilitated the intervention. And when he walked into the room and we had the whole group there, I never met him, but um, he walked in, he looked at us. He said, "What's this, an intervention?" Yeah, well, yeah, in fact it is. Yeah, come on, sit down, kind of thing. And he went to treatment, and then he came back and he was sober. And I was like, the impact of this? Here's a man who was in active alcoholism, preaching every Sunday and preaching whatever he's preaching. But now that he's sober and he has this whole new life and his whole new understanding, now he's preaching every Sunday a whole different message.
Mhm.
Now he's able to help an entire parish. And if he's in New Orleans, so you got a fair share of alcohol in the congregation. Now they're able, instead of participating with him in the ism, they're getting to come to him for help.
Mhm.
And it had such a rippling effect. And that was redemption. That was life being given. And so the point being is that those deepest places that we're talking about, that we're working with, God's revealing those things because he's saying, I want these areas to be healed, restored, redeemed, so it becomes a place of life for you, and it'll become a place of life for those that you touch. This parallel between certain people say, well, you're looking at yourself too much and this and that and this and that. And no, 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 no. The gift that you give yourself through doing this hard work is the gift you're going to be given to so many others. That God will use you. Our deepest secrets become our places of greatest shame. But when we work through those secrets and we reveal them and they're redeemed, they become the greatest source of life.
Mhm.
And they become our treasures
Mhm.
that we're able to help others walk through in extraordinary ways. Hey, thank you for watching this teaching from Transform You. I hope it's been beneficial for you. If you're interested in our program, Transform You, our online intensive coaching program, click on the link below, book a call with us, and we can see if this is the right program for you. Also, if you want more information about HollyKem and I and the program in general, click on this video now, and it'll give you an in-depth understanding of HollyKem and I and our program. God bless.